The Finance Marketing Guide is made available on the front page of the website, and we always say, and I'm going to say it again, every single page on your website is an organic entry point, an organic entry page. Therefore, every single page on your website must provide some sort of conversion opportunity. That's because every single page on your website is a type of landing page. Therefore, every single page on your website needs to provide some sort of conversion opportunity. A few days ago, we would have sent you some details on SEO and how to generate organic traffic and how to improve upon the conversions of that traffic to your website as it stands now. So converting the existing traffic. Your website can and should be a lead generating machine. The problem there obviously is that very few people have the mechanisms in place to facilitate that conversion, transaction, phone call, or whatever it is you're looking to achieve. And the reason our guys do very, very well, there's a number of reasons. We'll discuss a few of them now, but one of them is obviously the opportunity to have them ingested into your marketing funnel or have them call you directly from your website. It's made available.
Yeah, and because it's easy to do, it encourages people to actually make every page a potential landing panel where people can subscribe and join the autoresponders.
The landing panel just being a combination of it's a 2-column setup. One side is a subscription form and the other side is a picture of your lead magnet or a video or something similar. So something to describe the reason why you should be subscribing. There are standard subscription forms as well, but the way the subscription forms are created in our system is you can have images above the subscription form. They become single column subscription forms essentially. Ideal for underneath articles, blog posts, things like that, and in sidebars. There are a whole bunch of occasions where you would use a single column subscription form, but you can have the images and all sorts of stuff. There's no limit to the kind of styling you can apply to any of the forms. And of course, the reason we provide you with a website, there's a lot of reasons we provide you with a website, but one of them is we do simplify the process of adding the subscription forms to your website. In one of our first podcasts, guys, we made, it was called Hello World. Perhaps it was a closer look where we talked about on your landing pages, you never want to ask something of somebody that isn't absolutely necessary. So we say, don't ask for a last name. Don't ask for necessarily what they're interested in, whether it's first home buyers or whatever else. That can be resolved based on the type of page that they're visiting. We assign an interest type to the page so we know what they're interested in or the download itself. We know what they're interested in. We don't need to ask the state that they're in because we automatically resolve that. So all we want is a first name and an email. Having said that, and I went through this in that Hello World podcast, having said over and over and over and over again that we never, ever, ever put, a calendar booking on the front page of a website. We sort of, wound back the clock a touch and said, well, we do put a calendar booking on the front page of a website. Not the front page of a website, on a landing page. But it's a checkbox. You check the checkbox and the calendar, 2 fields pop down. I think it's 2 fields. Could be a third, which is if we're asking the phone number option can be above the fold, so above the checkbox or within the checkbox container. That's an option that you choose when you create the form. In a minimalistic sense, you can just ask for name, email, and nothing else. And that's something that is often applied. That is more than suitable. But a lot of people come to your landing page and they couldn't give a crap about your lead magnet or your webinar or anything else. They just want to talk to you. You're advertising your website presence, your expertise, your authoritativeness, and was sufficient within that short excursion they might have had throughout your process. And they've established the trust necessary. That's the EAT, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. It underpins every kind of online transaction. But you've established that, so they just want to contact you. And you need to provide a facility for that to happen. Now, because we have the only integrated digital marketing solution and media platform available in the industry, the calendar booking is 100% integrated with your website. It's not some silly, ridiculous third-party, often non-compliant plugin. It is integrated with your website. So someone selects one of 2 fields. or two of two fields really. If they first select a date, and that populates a range of times that are available. That is obviously pulled in from your Outlook calendar availability, and will also require a phone number there. A booking is of no use if we don't have a means to contact that individual.
And you also got the option of ASAP.
The first option in the calendar booking is just earliest convenience, and that text is customizable by the user via the platform. So if they select at earliest convenience, which is the default option, by the way, that turns into a phone appointment. It's not a calendar booking, it's a phone appointment. So now we've got one of three, or not one of, but we've got three potential interactions that can take place in terms of subscribers, because there is always the bounce. So it's a calendar booking, a phone booking, or an email subscriber. And we've said over and over again, it's detailed in our marketing manual, you do not want to waste that second page. That second page, that thank you page, is God's gift to marketers. It really is, because it allows us, remembering that the entire marketing funnel experience is designed or predicated upon escalation of commitment. Right? We want to feed people through into an appropriate journey, want to give them a real excursion. Right? So why would we send them to the same second page? Why would you send an email subscriber to the same page with the same video as a calendar booking? They're vastly different in terms of the commitment they've made to you and your business. They are diametrically opposed.
Even the message you're going to give them, just a thank you. You're not going to have a generic thank you, at least for the calendar. You can talk about it. Thank you for the appointment. You can actually tell them what to expect. When people will call them, and what the process will be at that point. So you can provide a lot of information for that action.
That's right. Now, we obviously implement this ourselves. It's actually not as important for us as it is for mortgage brokers. We built this system. It's a proprietary system. You won't see this anywhere else. You just will not see it anywhere else, despite the fact when we built this like years ago, out of the box, overnight, it returned 37% more conversions. Overnight, right? And we've improved upon it since then in significant ways. The way we manage our systems now is vastly different to what we had in place, 5, 6, 7 years ago. So we estimate that it increases conversions by 2 to 3 times. Right, because it sets people on an appropriate journey and treats them with the appropriate respect based on the type of commitment they've made to you at that really, really early stage. For mortgage brokers, if somebody makes a calendar booking, we like to send them to a page that further escalates them in a very non-persuasive way. It's a very subtle suggestion, and that is they complete that Venus report, and it's an option. We've sent you an email. It includes a link to a Venus report. It is designed just to get you thinking about your finances, and it does, tend to cover some of the questions that we go over during our initial discussion. So it will prepare you for that phone call. And I do like that for the phone booking and the calendar booking. I do like the video to prepare people for what might be necessary in the phone call. It's very intrusive. The nature of the questions that brokers are required to ask potential mortgage candidates it can be very intrusive, and it can take people a little bit by surprise. How much do you make? How much? How much did you make last year? What sort of tax do you pay? What are your expenses? All those sorts of questions. People do expect that of a mortgage advisor. They expect to have to surrender that information, but you have to build towards it in a way that makes the information flow from them to you, rather than having to pull teeth. So that video that you provide people on the basis of that early interaction can assist with that journey, and it does assist with that journey. Right, we know scientifically we look at the tens of thousands of conversions that take place through our platform and previous platform, and we can see really, really clearly what's happening. The data does not lie.